Hello everyone, and welcome to the Cosmic Codes of 2021, activating your highest potential. I love that as I am going live, sharing this information, it is on the day of January 11th, so we're seeing the opening of the 111 portal, which is just a beautiful time to feel into the energies of this new year and to work with them in their highest potential. So today I want to share with you astrological guidance, so some of the main planetary shifts that you're going to see throughout this year, and really supporting you in channeling this energy so you can reach your goals and you can really contribute to the collective expansion and growth and evolution that we are seeing on the planet right now. I'm also going to share with you some channeled guidance from the Akashic Records, and really that's very much infused into what I do with my astrology as well. Like, of course I look at the astrological charts, but I'm really looking at it from the space where I'm receiving a lot of divine guidance and divine downloads from the Akashic Records as well. So it's very infused into my interpretation of these cosmic themes that are happening. And I also have a really beautiful and powerful meditation that I'm going to share with you. So definitely it is worth staying till the end to do this meditation. It's going to help you experience the cosmic codes this year and really focus on what I see some of the main themes being this year that'll play out in your own life, but also in the collective, is power, money, and leadership. We are seeing big shifts in all of these areas, and we're really going to feel into that more deeply with the meditation at the end. So say hi as you're joining me. I know I have so many incredible spiritual leaders and light workers and visionaries, creatives that have signed up for this, and I'm just so honored to be here with you, sharing this energy again, especially on the day of the opening of this portal. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology behind that as well. Hello, Lorena, welcome. And Erin and Steph, it's so good to see you here. Julie, hello, beautiful. And Amber and Erica, love to have you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A big welcome as well to anyone who is new in this community. We had quite a few new members joining, so it's so great to have you here. I'll do a little introduction of myself since I do have quite a few new people that have joined this space. So my name is Kara Melendi. I am an Akashic astrologer. So I am a master astrologer, but I'm also an Akashic Records practitioner, and I love to combine these sacred tools together in helping other light workers and spiritual leaders amplify their impact in the world, tap into new levels of wealth, and really discover the joy of co-creating with cosmic intelligence, which is what it's all about when you realize that you are connected to infinite intelligence, that you are so connected to Mother Earth and get to be a co-creator with Mother Earth while you are here on the planet. The game changes. You remember who you really are, and you remember your power, you remember your soul mission, and manifestations just unfold with greater ease. So hello Lizette, how are you, beautiful? And Jillian, definitely continue to say hi as you jump on. You know I love to welcome you in, and feel free to ask your questions as we go throughout. Now you may want to have a pen and paper close by for when I go over some of the main cosmic events this year. Now it's totally up to you. Maybe you are just more intuitive and you want to open your heart space and just feel into the energy, but if you want to make note of some of these cosmic shifts, I am going to share some of the main cosmic alignments at play this year, so that is totally up to you. So I want to begin by sharing a little bit about this portal that is being activated today, and you may be watching this at a later time, and that's okay because the energy of this video and these teachings are just so infused with this beautiful portal that is opening up, the 111 energy, which in and of itself is so divine, right? It's that angelic number. But it also is corresponding with something really special happening in the cosmos today as well, where we are seeing Mercury, the planet of communication, meeting up with Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius. And what this is opening you up to is new divine downloads, new creative ideas. When we work with the codes of Jupiter, which you'll see are a big part of 2021, this is about opening up to massive expansion in your life. This is about opening up to new levels of abundance. And while we gather here today, and I'd love to hear how you are experiencing these energies, how you're feeling even as this cosmic portal opens up, hold the intention as we go through our training today that you can have new ideas come in, that you can have new creative solutions to maybe problems you've been working with for a while or that you feel have been in your life for a while. This opening can help expand into what is really possible. And I feel that is an overall beautiful theme of this year, is leaning into what we label as the impossible, right? And seeing that when we remember who we really are and we learn to co-create with cosmic intelligence, there are no limits on what we can create. It all becomes possible. And this portal opening today is just one of many that encourage us to lean into the power of the impossible, right? Dreaming big, being creative, thinking outside of the box. So really hold that intention in your heart today that you're open for new solutions to drop in. You're open to new creative ideas. Tina says it already has started happening. I love that for sure. This portal, right, has been activated all day, bringing in new creative ideas and new solutions. But we have to be ready to receive it. And we have to realize the power of our mind, our thoughts. When we work with the energy of Mercury, it's about recognizing the power of our mind and not allowing our mind to control us, but being very aware of what thoughts we are entertaining, what beliefs we are entertaining in our space, being very, very aware of that. And remembering that all new creations, all that you desire to manifest this year, it first begins in your mind. You first have to allow yourself to claim what it is you really want. Allow yourself to dream big. That's one of my favorite affirmations and mantras that I've used for years. It's I give myself permission to dream big, for it is the beginning of all new creations. And it's always resonated so deeply with me. I feel it's probably a divine download as an affirmation to remove those limits around our imagination and what we see as possible, because those open the doors for what we will create. All right, so let's go into just a brief meditation here. We're going to end today with a more in-depth meditation, but before we really begin to talk about the astrological alignments of this year, let's just ground in for a moment and feel into the energy of this portal and really allowing yourself to open not only your mind, Mercury is the mind, but to also open your heart to receiving what's here for you today. And perhaps, some of the things I'm going to say you've heard before, but allow yourself to hear it in a new way. As we grow and evolve, we receive messages and teachings at an entirely different level. And especially with the massive shifts on the planet right now, you are not the same person you were probably just a week ago. Like, I can't believe we're only a week into January. These energies feel like so much is happening in what we perceive to be a short amount of time. So allow yourself to receive these new teachings, and perhaps even not totally new, but you're receiving them in a way that feels new. So they allow your life to shift in new ways. So let's just take a moment to breathe. Close your eyes if you like. Focus on your heart space. Inhaling, exhaling, and allow yourself to really be here, be present in this moment where all of your power is. Our power is not in worrying about the past, dwelling on the past, worrying about the future. It is in this moment. This moment is where you have the ability to choose again, to choose the thoughts you entertain, to choose the energy you embody. Allow yourself to really be present in the here and now, setting aside anything that happened prior to this and setting aside anything you have to go to afterwards. And I invite you to really open your heart to receiving these cosmic codes of 2021, allowing them to activate new creative ideas within you, allowing them to activate new creative solutions to problems or challenges in your life. and most importantly, reminding you of who you really are, your power, your strength, and how loved and supported you are each and every step of this journey. And take a deep breath here and release. When you're ready, open your eyes, come back to the moment. I hope you are feeling more grounded, more grounded and in the moment. And again, we're gonna go a little deeper with our meditation later on. This was just kind of focus back in the moment. And you'll see throughout this that focus is actually a really, really important thing for you to carry into this year. There's a lot of energy being activated, especially these first couple months of 2021. There's a lot of energy in the collective. There's a lot of excitement about new possibilities, about the ascension, about the rise of the new thought leader. And there's a lot of fear in the collective too, because we are at this really interesting time of we are leaving behind the old earth and we are creating the new earth. And I say creating because that's a big part of it. We are creating this new earth. So I really encourage you today to feel into how you can actively be a part of this transformation and this creation of the new earth of the Aquarian age. Sometimes it can be, we just want to sit back and we want to wake up one day and we see the world transform before us. But the truth is, we are part of this transformation. And if you are on the planet right now, you play a role in what this new earth looks like and what this transformation looks like. So really honor where your heart is leading you at this time and how you are called to show up, how you are called to be of service to the world, because that is going to determine how this transformation unfolds. So I want to give a little bit of background on astrology, a little bit of the main themes of 2021, and then we're going to dive right into really the main things happening this year. So there's different aspects to look at within astrology. So one of the things I love to look at is our unique astrology, our birth chart. So when you came into this physical body, you have an energetic blueprint. The placements of the planets were in certain aspects, certain alignments, and your soul chose that because you knew it was going to be part of your evolution and part of your growth. So that's one aspect of astrology, is your unique birth chart, which I also call your divine soul blueprint or your energetic blueprint. And connecting with that allows you to unlock your soul gifts. It gives you clarity on your path and purpose. It gives you insight into past lives. It gives you insight into the karmic cycle that you may be in. There's so much. And then there's cosmic shifts that are happening for the collective energy. And each of the shifts that we talk about today, and we're going to talk about, since we're here as a group, the changes that we're all feeling into. But I also want to keep in mind that these changes are also interacting with your unique birth chart. So we're each going to experience them a little bit differently, depending on what's being activated for you, what's really being lit up in your chart. But I truly believe that knowing our astrology, connecting to our blueprint, is a big part of our evolution and a big part of our growth and a big part of fulfilling our life purpose. And in no way is it like fate or a destiny. I don't see it like that. I think we choose our birth chart, and we know that, or I want you to know that when you come into this body, all the goals and intentions and things you want to create and experience, you are perfectly equipped to do that. And your birth chart gives you the energy you need to be able to do that. It shows you your strengths. It shows you what you can draw on to really manifest and reach those goals. Now, I also believe we can evolve beyond our birth chart. As we learn about these different energies of astrology, these different zodiac signs, which are all archetypes that we connect with on a deep level, we can actually grow and evolve beyond our birth chart as well. So we're in no way confined by it. We're meant to co-create with it. So just keep that in mind as some of kind of the background of astrology. But what we are looking at today are cosmic shifts that are happening in present time or will be happening throughout 2021 that are going to influence us collectively. But always know there's going to be like a unique cycle and a unique journey that you are on in your life as well, that's going to be influenced by these alignments. So maybe even reflect today and keep an open heart of what that may be for you, how these shifts that I'm talking about are personally unfolding in your life and what that means for you. So 2020 was quite a year of breaking down the old structures in order to rebuild. And to really sum up the astrology of 2020, it really was the breaking down of old systems, old structures that can no longer support us in this new earth. And some of the powerhouse planets that we saw in the sign of Capricorn throughout 2020, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, were a big part of this releasing in order to move forward. And we see this playing out in our personal life as well as in the collective. So collectively, we are seeing a huge breakdown of some of the old systems and structures our society was built on. We're seeing these collapsing in order to move forward. And now that we have officially moved into the Aquarian age, we are already starting the creation, the building of this new earth. But what I haven't heard a lot of astrologers speak about that I think is important to still keep in mind is the planet Pluto is still traveling through Capricorn. So while we are creating this new earth and we are ascending, which means we're seeing new spiritual gifts come on board, we're seeing manifestations happening more quickly, we're at a time where social justice issues are in focus, it's power to the people, it's about recognizing our creative abilities. So many beautiful things are happening, but at the same time, with Pluto traveling through Capricorn, we're still seeing a breakdown of those old systems. We're still seeing that destruction of the old earth in order to be able to rebuild, right? And the important question that we have to ask during this time is, what do we want to take with us from the past? So just because we have a fresh start, and this can be, again, collectively the bigger picture in your own personal life, just because we have this new opening, this new chapter, do we want to let go of everything from the past? Or are there certain things we bring with us? And I know in my own life, I wouldn't want a complete energetic reset. I wouldn't want to start completely over. There's so many lessons I've learned, wisdoms I've gained along the way that I want to bring with me. So really looking at this time, and I think if we just look around at some of the events happening, we're really questioning that, and we're looking at that. What comes with us in this new paradigm into the Aquarian age, and what do we leave behind? So it's that letting go, that releasing, but also that rebuilding. Now in 2024, Pluto is going to move into Aquarius. And I feel this time frame right now, we are going to create so much. There's going to be so much innovation. And by the time Pluto moves into Aquarius as well, which is going to be in 2024. So again, this is we're beginning many new cycles at this time. It's going to be a completely new earth that we are existing in. So it's a very, very exciting time. But keep in mind, it still is that transformation. And that's why I think it's so important as spiritual leaders that we ask ourselves, what is the role in creating this new earth? What is your specific role? And it's not even, right? How could I ever tell you what that is? That's about you leaning into your heart and really being honest about the message you are called to share, how you are called to serve. And the beautiful thing about the Aquarian energy, so we're going to kind of transition now from those themes that was really summed up, because I know a lot happened in 2020. But that's the main thing that was preparing us for 2021, the breaking down to rebuild. So now on December 21st, we had the Great Conjunction, which you probably heard a lot about, Saturn, Jupiter meeting up in Aquarius, kicking off the Aquarian age, which is it's about the people. The Aquarian energy is the humanitarian. It's about social justice. It's about progression, innovation, evolution. It's such a powerful energy that can really bring about massive expansion at this time. We are stepping into that new paradigm, that new earth, and the Aquarian energy embodies beautifully the role of the individual as well as the collective. So we are balancing both right now. It's about looking at what you need in your life to really show up fully. How you need to care for yourself. Like, what do you need in place? What are those like foundational structures you need in order to show up and serve in the world? Because as a spiritual leader, right, a teacher, coach, which I know are many people that were drawn to this, you need that energy, right? So looking at what is that foundation you need. The Aquarian energy, the Aquarian age is also about stepping into, your role on the planet as well. It's about groups. So not just you as an individual, but how everything you do, every thought you think, every action you take influences the planet as well. And not in a stressful way, right? We don't want to get bogged down in that energy, but seeing it as you really can make a difference. Simply being in meditation, sending loving thoughts to the world, that's raising the vibration of the planet. And we know right now that the vibration of the earth is actually shifting. It is rising, which is a lot of maybe the chaos that we're seeing at the beginning of this year as well, is getting used to this new frequency, getting used to this new energy, this new vibration. It's going to take some time for our human self to really calibrate to it. But this Aquarian energy is showing up for you, unleashing the eccentric, unique parts of you. Aquarius embodies that beautifully. But also knowing that what you do has an impact on the collective, it has an impact on the planet, and bringing both together. And again, what I see during this time is massive expansion, innovation in science, scientific advancements, new leadership showing up, definitely a change in our relationship with money. There is so much. There's so much, and we are at a time where we get to, each of us, determine what that looks like. So let me know how this is resonating so far. That's just a little background on the Aquarian age, and I want to do a check-in here to see who has jumped in and if there are any questions. Hello, Catherine, Tionda. Beautiful. Raven, I need to hear that mantra again. Such a good one. Was that the one I shared at the beginning? Trying to think. Yeah, I give myself permission to dream big. It is the beginning of all new creations. It's one of my favorites. I think that's probably the one you were referring to. Hello, Samantha. I love that explanation of astrology and our ownership in the process. Yes, beautiful. I'm so glad that resonates with you. Can you repeat the date again? Just remind me what date. So, because I mentioned a couple. So Pluto moving into Aquarius is going to be 2024. So that's still a little ways off. The Great Conjunction, where we saw the meetup of Saturn and Jupiter, that was a huge portal opening and the kicking off of the Aquarian age, which is really big. That was on December 21st. So we're already in that energy. So I want to dive in a little more deeply to like the codes of this energy of Jupiter and Saturn, because they're so key this year. So I talked a little bit already about Jupiter. When we feel into the energy of Jupiter, it is expansion, it is abundance, it is a fun energy to work with. And when we are really in tune with it and we're embodying that within us, we recognize that, of course, we are abundant. You are a reflection of infinite intelligence. You are one with the abundance of the universe. And once you recognize that, things shift in your life because your frequency is at a whole different level. Whole different level when you embody that. So Jupiter in Aquarius this year can be that time where you are fully stepping up and owning your full potential. And where I feel this really comes from is when we are seeing ourselves through the eyes of our higher self. Disconnecting from fear, from doubts, from the ego. And this is a shift in the collective as well. This is part of the ascension, is actually disconnecting, right? Disconnecting from the fear, which is very dense. It's a low energy. For a long time on planet Earth, many of us have been in survival mode. And there was a time where that served a purpose, right? Our physical health, or we were actually physically in danger at times. So we were more in that fight or flight reactive energy. But we are now evolving to a point where we don't need to be there anymore. And we can leverage energy, we can leverage frequency, we can move into these higher vibrations of love, of unity. And that's a big part of Jupiter in Aquarius, is recognizing that we're ready to move into this. We're ready to step into that. Now, Jupiter is going to be in the sign of Aquarius for most of this year. Now, I'm just going to check on the dates of this here, because it is also going to move into Pisces. So I want to give you the dates for that. For any people who are like taking notes and have their journal out. So Jupiter is going to be in Pisces from May 13th to July 28th. Now, usually Jupiter stays in one sign for about a year. So it's interesting, because of where it's retrograding this year, we're going to see a mix of Jupiter and Pisces. So May 13th to July 28th, it's going to dip into Pisces. And I love this energy. Jupiter in the sign of Pisces, there are no limits. There are like no, I don't know if boundaries is the right word, but kind of, when we're talking about Pisces, no limits, no boundaries on what you are able to accomplish. And during this time, you can see massive spiritual awakenings and huge, like new intuitive gifts coming on board. What I really have felt in the Akashic Records is the way we are working with our intuition at this time, and these new downloads that are coming through. We're going to be working with our psychic and intuitive gifts in whole new ways, and Jupiter in Pisces is really going to begin to activate that this year. And through 2022, we're just going to see that increasing. Great time for really anybody out, like if you feel like you're wanting to practice channeling more, Jupiter in Pisces is a time for like channeling divine wisdom, a time for taking your spiritual gifts to a whole new level. Also just a time for removing any of those limitations. I'm just going to reinforce this point, because it's so important this year that we are removing the ways we've boxed ourselves in. Any place where we've put a boundary on what we are able to accomplish, or we've put a limit on something, or we thought it was impossible, we are breaking through that this year. As you embody that energy of Jupiter, it's allowing you to expand, to evolve, and to just break through any of those limitations. And collectively, we have a lot of limitations around what is possible as well. And that's why, as a spiritual leader, as a light worker, our job isn't to reflect the collective energy. That's the old paradigm of being a spiritual leader. The old paradigm was, I have to protect my energy, I have to be in fear. The new paradigm is, you are a beacon of light. You are a frequency keeper. You don't just take on the dense energy from the collective. You tap into the highest possibilities and potential. Because yes, right now, because we are still seeing the breaking down of the old world, the old systems, there is fear, there is chaos. And I'm not saying don't, definitely do your part, show up, be aware, stay informed, go within and ask what your role is, because that is different for each of us, but also attune to the possibility. So let me know if I have any Abraham Hicks fans here. If you followed me for a while, you know I love Abraham Hicks, and I refer to her teachings often in what I do. So Abraham Hicks talks about there's two ends of everything, right? So there's the side of fear, overwhelm, stress, chaos, and then the other end of that stick is unity, is love, is harmony. So where are you placing your attention? So even when we look out into the world, we can allow ourselves to calibrate to fear, to overwhelm, to chaos, to panic, to be afraid about what the future holds, or we can see the possibility and potential. We can see so many other people that are praying for a better world, that are actively doing their part to create a better world. We can attune to that as well. And it's our job to stay tuned in to our higher self and to the highest potential of what is possible and where we are going, and to be a beacon of that, to reflect that. in everything you do and how you show up and how you show up every day and how you lead yourself through the difficulties and challenges in your life. That's a big question here as well, especially with Saturn in Aquarius. I'm going to focus a little on that as well. Saturn is in Aquarius for the next 3 years, and that's a big part of the cosmic codes of 2021 as well. So maybe we'll shift a little into that is what I'm feeling. So we talked about embodying the Jupiter codes of expansion, of abundance. Now, when we embody the codes of Saturn, this is about discipline and structure and maturity. Some of the old paradigm of the Saturn energy was hard work as well. Jupiter feels more fun to embody. The energy of Jupiter is more fun to play with, but Saturn is so key as well. Saturn in Aquarius is really asking you to look at how you're leading yourself in your life. So when challenges and difficulties come up, how do you guide yourself through that? Because that's going to determine how you show up in the world as well. I was talking to a client about this the other day when she was sharing just some of the difficulties she was navigating and asking, well, how am I going to show up for my community? And, I was explaining it's not about being perfect, right? None of us are perfect. We're human. We have things that come up, but it's how we lead ourselves through those times, those difficult times, how we show up, the practices and tools that we draw on. And Saturn in Aquarius really encourages us to look at that. And then, of course, we see the collective meaning of Saturn in Aquarius as well, which really goes back to what I was talking about earlier. What structures from the past, what systems do we have in place that we actually want to keep as we move forward? So we're really doing this dance throughout 2021 about what are we releasing, what are we letting go of, what are we moving into? And Saturn in Aquarius really gets us to think, like, do we want to throw it all out? What do we have in place in our life as a society that is working really well that we want to take with us? And we're really asking those questions right now. Got Abraham Hicks lovers here. Amber loves Abraham Hicks. Aw, thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Lizette, how are you, beautiful? Hello, hello. CJ is here. Susan, if you're just jumping in, say hi for sure. Always love to welcome you. If you are on the replay, say hi and ask your questions. If your questions are coming up or I'm getting too into like astrology jargon and you have no idea what I'm talking about, ask. I'm more than happy to explain all of this. Okay. So another really hallmark to the astrology of this year of 2021 is we're going to see Uranus forming a square with Saturn. So Uranus is all about innovation, progression, and revolution. So really keep in mind that yes, like we are totally evolving to new levels this year. We are progressing in beautiful ways. We are going to see new inventions coming on board. Some of them we may not keep. That's okay, right? This is going to be a time where we're like, okay, what do we keep? What do we get rid of? New ideas coming in. But Uranus square Saturn is really suggesting this is going to be, 2021 is going to be a time of creating that massive expansion and growth and how we show up. And again, the themes I really see coming into play and that we're going to tap into in our meditation today is power, leadership, and money. We're going to see huge changes and shifts happening in this area. We already have. I mean, I'd love to hear from you as well, how you feel that, but I'm sure you're already feeling there's massive changes in leadership, right? What it means to be a leader right now. And that's very intertwined with power as well. The old way of seeing power was power over. It was this hierarchical system that really for like big-hearted light workers or people more in their like divine feminine goddess energy, it doesn't resonate. We don't want to power over people. We want power with. We want personal empowerment. And this is about realizing and tapping into the power that comes from when you are connected to infinite intelligence, when you are grounded into Mother Earth, when you remember who you really are, when you allow the voice of your higher self to be bigger than that of fear, you unleash your personal power. And from that space, you can create amazing things in your life. There are no limits. And this is the year of realizing there are no limits except for the ones that I've imposed. And because it is a collective theme, what limitations have we collectively placed on our world, right? And a lot of this too is going to be moving away from any scarcity mindset, which is basically rooted in fear, fight or flight mode, survival mode, moving away from that to recognizing when I see myself through the eyes of God, as I'm connected to source energy, abundance is all that there is. Abundance is all there is. And I can choose to withhold that from my life, but this is going to be a time of leaning into it and allowing it in. Let me know if this resonates. It's going to take a drink of water, check in with these comments, and we will continue moving along. Thank you, Miyaza. Yes, I love my pendants and my crystals. Hi, Kimberly, welcome. Jennifer, my Capricorn is in Venus, and that's what it just moved to. So what does that mean for my love life? Ooh, interesting. So with some of those personal questions, I always like to see people's full chart. And that goes back to what I was describing in the beginning, like, and I feel like we're evolving into this. So another fun fact about the Aquarian energy and the Aquarian age is it rules over astrology. So we can really see astrology becoming more popular, right? Maybe working its way more into the mainstream. And we're more and more people are already looking at like the power of these planetary shifts. If we even look at the Great Conjunction of December 21st and how much that was talked about, how much awareness there is around entering this new era, this new 200-year cycle. But each of our birth charts there's so much at play. There's so much at play that we can never just take one piece and look at it. We want to look at it holistically. And then also seeing as well, right, in terms of these major cosmic shifts, how that is interacting with our birth chart, because that influences what's going to play out in our life too. So there's so much at play there. Okay. So I just want to do a little review of some of the main shifts we talked about so far. So we have Jupiter in Aquarius this year. It is going to dip into Pisces through May 13th to July 28th. This is about dreaming big, new inventions, especially with Jupiter and Pisces, activation of new spiritual gifts. Now, a hallmark of this year is really going to be that Uranus square Saturn, which is going to bring massive innovation and really an evaluation of what from your past gets to come with you into the future. And collectively, we're looking at that too, right? What government rules, like what are we taking, what are we letting go of? But also in your own life, what are you taking with you and what are you releasing? And again, you probably honestly, and this is what Saturn teaches us, we don't always want complete new beginnings. Yes, new beginnings. Yes, new chapters, but take the lessons, take the wisdom. You've learned so much on your journey. You get to take that with you. You want to take that with you. So that's a big hallmark of this year. The other one, now this is always worth mentioning because especially with this power theme, we have the Lion's Gate on August 8th. So 8/8, every year we have the Lion's Gate that opens up that is really about being in our personal power and how we see power being used in our world. And this year, again, there's going to be a massive revolution around how power is used, and we're going to see more power to the people. And that's why it's really important that we use our platforms and we use our voice to really speak our truth in the world, each and every one of us. Instead of playing a passive role in this transformation, what I really feel from the Akashic Records is we are called to play active roles in this, active roles. So we've got that Lion's Gate opening. Now, the nodal axes this year. So in astrology, in your unique birth chart, you have a north node and a south node. And the north node is your life path and purpose. So if you know your north node, the sign, the placement, the aspects, this is the path you are called on this lifetime. The south node is where you have been. It's the gifts and the talents and the strengths you bring with you from past lives that help you fulfill your life purpose this lifetime. But ultimately, we're following the North Node. And for the collective this year, we have the North Node in Gemini. So we're working strongly in 2021 with the element of air. And Gemini is an air sign as well. Aquarius is an air sign. We are in the element of air. And this is about communication, knowledge, information. And we've already begun to feel like there's so much information that is available for us. And what's really important this year is you have laser focus on the type of information you are consuming and how you are processing and working with the information that is coming through for you. Because there's going to be a lot of information, a lot of things that sound contradictory. It can feel noisy, it can feel overwhelming, and having that laser focus is going to be key for you manifesting your best year. Being laser focused on what you take in, and ultimately, if you're facing big decisions in your life, to trust your heart space more than the intellect, because the shadow side of this energy is we can get bogged down with overanalyzing things or thinking, I just need to learn more, I just have to look this up, I just have to take, perhaps in your business, I have to take another course, I have to take another program. Nothing wrong with that, but don't get overwhelmed with information. That's the shadow side of what can happen here. Taking in so much information but not integrating it or processing it. So be really clear and focused around what you are taking in, really clear and focused in your life, and allowing your heart to really guide you ultimately. With big decisions in your life, feel into your heart space and where your soul is calling you, where your soul is leading you. And that goes back to really trusting and knowing that you actually have the answers within you. You know what is in your highest and best good. So take in information, take in other people's opinion, but trust your heart at the end of the day as to what is going to be in your highest and best good. Jewel is saying this is resonating. Awesome. I love it. Say hi if you are just joining me now. I'd love to welcome you in. Okay, so I want to share some shifts as well around quantum leaps and expansion this year that has been coming through from the Akashic Records. So if you are new to the Akashic Records, let me know if you're new to the Akashic Records below. They basically hold the codes to existence. So when we tap into the Akashic Records, we have access to infinite intelligence. You have access to the unique journey of your soul. So past lifetimes, future possibilities. It's a space we all can access and enter. So as part of our meditation today, we're going to begin to access some of the wisdom from the Akasha. I'm not going to go through the entire process I do with my clients, but we are going to begin to access and tap into some of that wisdom. And if you do know how to fully open your records, I invite you to do that today on today's meditation. So what I feel in the records is this year, we are changing the way we experience time, which is key to quantum expansion. I went into detail about this last week in my VIP group, my Goddess VIP group, and we did Akashic activations and work around this as well. But creating quantum expansion in your life really means you have to change your relationship with time, no longer allowing time to hold you back, right? Like we all have an idea of how much we can accomplish in a set amount of time. But this year with these energies, manifestations are happening quickly. Like, is anyone else feeling like it's been like a month within a week? Like we're a week into January and it feels like so much is happening, so much energy is being activated. This is a year where things can manifest really, really quickly. We're feeling, because as we raise our vibration, it's less dense. So manifestations do appear more quickly. And also as a collective, we're leaning into allowing things to happen with greater ease and at a faster pace. Like we're becoming more accepting of that. And more people, and I know you're a leader in this, more and more people are recognizing that it's not just our action that produces results in this world. If it was, we'd all take the same action and we'd all just get the same results. But we see people taking similar actions and getting very, very different results. So we're learning as a collective to leverage our energy more and more, that it's not the action we take, it's our belief about the action. It's the energy we embody as we take that action. So when we see this collapsing of timelines and this speeding up of manifestations this year, it is about changing how we perceive time and not being limited by it, but instead focusing on our energy and what we desire to create. And that's why I do feel this is going to be a year where we're going to feel like a lot is happening in a short amount of time. Now the energy is really going to shift as we move into the spring, as we move into March, I'm going to say, because I know I have some people from Australia watching too, so it's kind of reverse seasons. But as we move into March, we're going to feel a shift in the energy. So we're really getting this boost as we move into January and February, where things are happening quickly. So I do encourage you to harness this energy to create that quantum expansion in your life, to get crystal clear and focused on what you want to manifest. But also know we're not going to see all the challenging aspects that were present in 2020. We're going to see the energy begin to shift as we move into March. So really harness the power and momentum that you can build right now to create quantum expansion in your life this year. All right, let me do a little check-in before. I think we're gonna move into the meditation next. I'm feeling like we talked about a lot of these planetary shifts, and I wanna support you now in really embodying the cosmic codes of this year, because that's when we really feel a shift. Knowing things intellectually is one thing, embodying them in our energy field is another. So again, the 3 key things we're gonna focus on is power and money, and I just forgot the other one. Power and money, and I'm sure it will come to me in the meditation. But we're really gonna embody those codes right now. Leadership is the other, yeah, all interconnected. Leadership and how you're showing up and leading at this time. Kristen, no doubt I was meant to stumble upon this. I am so glad you are here. Laser focus on what knowledge to take in. Love this. Yes, this is so key with the element of air. And Jules reminding me leadership. Yeah, I'm like, what's the other one? Leadership. You'll see they're all very interconnected, right? Money is interconnected with power, is interconnected with leadership, and each of them are undergoing massive shifts and transformations right now for sure. North Node in Taurus. I love that, Jennifer. Awesome. So that's really going to be activated this year. Abundance is all there is. Amber is saying yes. And the more we feel into that and realize that, and again, like each and every person here, right? You're part of creating that collective energy. So as you in your life embody that energy of abundance more and more, it shifts for the planet. And that's what we are learning in the Aquarian age, that what we do as an individual influences the collective. So when we embody abundance, when we know abundance in our life, that's what the world will soon step into and realize and acknowledge is abundance, and we'll move from that scarcity and lack into the space of more than enough, overflow, and figuring out some of the distribution issues that are behind a lot of troubles we're seeing outside of North America, right? Like this is the time where we can see solutions come in for a lot of those things. Okay, so I invite you now to get nice and comfortable for our activation here. So excited to share this with you. Working with some of the main energy centers today. We're going to work with the solar plexus. We're going to tap into the Earth Star chakra, the Soul Star chakra, and just really receive the codes, the light codes that are here for you. So I invite you to close your eyes if it's safe to do so. It's so worth it to take this time for you. If you have kids with you, see if they'll join. If they want to join in the meditation, closing your eyes, breathing deeply. And we're going to begin this activation by focusing on the heart space. Focusing on your heart chakra. This is a time to lead with love, to lead from the space of love. So I invite you to really feel into the heart space, activating the energy of compassion, the energy of non-judgment, the energy of love, which is who you really are at your core, the energy of love. And begin to allow this heart space, the energy from your heart space and heart chakra, to expand beyond your physical body, expanding out into your auric field. Really see how far you can extend this energy of love. As we move into this new paradigm, as a light worker, as a healer, as an empath, we are moving away from absorbing energies, and you are stepping into being the frequency keeper And this really means locking in the energy of love. So allow your heart space to expand, just surrounding you in this field of love, and knowing that this is raising collective consciousness. This is bringing more love and joy into the world, so really expand that. And now also beginning to focus on that central column of light flowing throughout your body, from above the crown of your head through your physical body, and see how far you can extend this column of light up into the space of the ether, as well as down into the space of Mother Earth. We're really going to follow this column of light all the way down through the crystalline core of Mother Earth, through the layers and dimensions of Mother Earth, and begin to focus in on the Earth Star Chakra, which is about 12 inches below your feet. Connecting into the Earth Star Chakra. And as you do this, begin to receive codes of healing, codes of love from Mother Earth. Begin to feel how the vibration of the planet is shifting. And when I say begin to feel that, it's moving beyond understanding this intellectually. It's beginning to feel this in your energy field, activating these codes within you. New codes of healing, new codes of love, new codes of well-being. A newfound understanding that you are a co-creator with Mother Earth, with Mother Gaia. Really feel that Earth Star Chakra activating. It will also create a really solid foundation for all of your manifestations. And you can affirm in this space, I am a co-creator with Mother Earth. It is safe to experience new levels of wealth, joy, and expansion. And begin to pull this healing energy from the Earth Star Chakra into your energy field, into your physical body, throughout every cell in your body, just traveling throughout every cell in your body, raising your vibration. And now extending this column of light up into the space of the ether, the space of the Akasha, and really hold the intention here to connect into the Soul Star Chakra. This is about 6 inches above your head, the Soul Star Chakra. And as we activate this energy center, you are activating new intuitive gifts. You are beginning to activate the wisdom of the Akasha, the codes of the universe, a deeper understanding of your life purpose and your life journey. Really activating that Soul Star Chakra now, connecting you deeply to your wise higher self. And I invite you to affirm, if you like, as you focus on the Soul Star Chakra, I transcend my limitations. I transcend my limitations. I connect to the wisdom of my wise higher self. I am activating new spiritual gifts now. Beautiful work. I really feel that chakra, that energy center opening, activating, and I invite you to begin to pull that energy down, that wisdom down, anchor it into your physical body and allow it to mix with the energies of Mother Earth. So you are taking the energies from above and below and they are flowing throughout your body, beginning to embody the codes of this new earth, this new paradigm on a deeper level than ever before. Getting a deep sense of what it means to be a spiritual leader in the Aquarian age, the role you play at this time. And now focusing your energy and your awareness on the solar plexus. The solar plexus is being activated to whole new levels in people at this time. And this energy center is associated with your power. I invite you to breathe in to the solar plexus. It is your inner sun. Begin to see this energy center spinning in perfect harmony for you, radiating out in front and behind you. And begin to experience power in a whole new way. This new paradigm is no longer about power over other people. the abuse of power, the misuse of power. This is about power with, power together, personal empowerment. Feel that on a deep level. This is about activating your creative powers to manifest all you desire, not only for you, but what you desire to see on the planet. Really feel into that now, allowing this energy center to find the perfect balance for you in this moment. And now beginning to feel into what it means to be a leader at this time. How leadership is changing on the planet. Moving away from that structure of the hierarchy. Moving into that sense of leading from the heart space. Leading with integrity. Leading with love. Really claim that for yourself and how you choose to show up, how you choose to lead yourself, lead your clients. Leading from this space of love. Beautiful work. And lastly, feeling into these new codes around money and financial abundance. And holding the intention to become aware so you are able to shift any pattern that's at play in your life where you have given your power away to money, where you've allowed it to control you. That's part of the old paradigm. This new paradigm is recognizing you are more powerful than money. You don't work for money. Money works for you. This is a big shift of the new era. We give our power to money when we allow it to choose what we do, what we buy, how we feel. So take that power back now and beginning to change how you see money, allowing it to flow into your life with greater ease, expanding your capacity to receive, and really recognizing as a spiritual leader the value of the work that you do in the world. You are so worthy of receiving abundantly for your soul gifts. Breathing, receiving these new codes that are coming in. Notice how the solar plexus is feeling. We can even ask our angels and guides to help clear away the toxic, dense energy. Just allowing this energy center to shine bigger and brighter. So we are feeling in perfect integrity with the way we use our power, our personal empowerment, our leadership, and the way we interact with money in the world. Grounding, breathing, integrating. Hold any other intentions you have for yourself as you move forward into this Aquarian age, into this year. Feel how supported you are, how loved you are, how divinely guided you are, and take a deep breath here. Release the old. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, come back into this moment. Move your body around. Welcome if you joined throughout that meditation. This replay is going to stay pinned to the top of the Facebook group, so you can check it, and I definitely encourage you to go back and listen from the start if you jumped in late. All right, I am excited to hear from you and the shifts that you felt coming through in that activation. I know I've had quite a few of my clients express that they're feeling a lot of energy in the solar plexus lately, and I really do think this is part of the shifts that we are seeing around leadership and power and money, and just the shifts in the collective, and really seeing new thought leaders emerging and standing in their power. You are so welcome, Samantha. So fun to share this time, to share this space with all of you today. Please definitely share how you were feeling after that meditation, what came up for you. And another message I continue to hear coming through lately is that power of staying connected into Mother Earth at this time. Stay deeply rooted and grounded in that energy of Mother Earth, because there's a lot happening in the world, right? There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of upgrading, and we need that really solid foundation. So as you connect to the Earth Star Chakra, you create that. As you connect to your Soul Star Chakra, you remember who you really are beyond this physical body. Tina, amazingly beautiful as always, Kara, and I had quite a visual that may be an art piece. Oh, I can't wait to see that, Tina. That's amazing. Lorena felt awesome. You are so welcome, Goddess. You are welcome. Erin, it's always powerful with you leading. Aw. Sending love to you, Erin. All right. And you are welcome, Catherine. This was so fun to share with you this energy today. And I want to also share with you a special creation that I've been working on. If you're listening today and you're feeling you would like to work more closely together, or you just, want continued support and help in really creating massive expansion in your business this year and tapping into wealth. So my newest creation, which this is the first time I'm sharing it, is the Akashic Inner Circle. And this is a high level space for spiritual leaders, for visionaries to come together in community. Because the Aquarian age is about community, no longer doing it on our own, doing it with other powerhouse women who are making beautiful shifts in the world, feeling supported by them. The Akashic Inner Circle gives you that space. It's that group environment, and it also involves one-on-one work with me as well. And the 3 pillars that we're really working on in this space is wealth creation, business expansion, and spiritual evolution. So I'm bringing each of these together. Business expansion, wealth creation, spiritual evolution. And the Akashic Inner Circle isn't for someone that's just new on their spiritual path or journey or new in their business. This is for you if you have some momentum. You've been doing the spiritual work for a little while. You have momentum in your business, but you're ready to really take it to new levels this year. New levels of impact, new levels of growth, and also new levels of wealth creation. And when I talk about wealth in the Akashic Inner Circle, it is creating financial wealth. We are going to be doing that. We're going to do a lot of incredible work with that. But it's also wealth in terms of your health and your relationships, all areas of your life, feeling like they are aligned with what is really possible for you. So yes, this is about calling in financial abundance, getting your message to the world, but it's allowing all areas of your life to really thrive. So if you want to chat about the Akashic Inner Circle, send me a message. I'd love to share more about the space, the vision I have for this community. And of course, the tools we're working with are the Akashic Records, high-level work in the Akashic Records. So you got a little bit of a taste of that today as we tapped into the Soul Star Chakra. We're going to do deep work in the Akashic Records as well as with astrology and any of the strategy that you are needing to create that expansion in your business. So just message if you're interested in that. Joy, thank you so much. You are so welcome. And Amber, thank you so much for the fabulous meditation. So potent and powerful. Jewel, wonderful. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. This was truly an honor to share this space, to share this energy. Know that I am cheering you on. I know you are doing beautiful work in the world. I know you are part of creating the positive shift, the ascension that we are moving towards. So I'm cheering you on. I am sending you so much love and so much light. And I will see you all soon. Enjoy the powerful energies of 2021. Bye for now.